1 week.
No rest. No rest in
Right again.
your own expectations.
What rhymes with Fortnite? Go for bite. All right, I got it. With next Father's Day, make way. Oh, we're making poems.
We got it. We got it.
All right, let's hit the poem. Let's get started because we are live. Only a dad, but he gives his all to smooth the way for his children small, doing with courage stern and grim the deeds that his father did for him. This is a line that for him I pen, only a dad, but the best of men. A poem by Edgar Guest. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Each week, we try to show that just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
And especially not if you do real well on your upcoming test, kids.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's a little bit of a shine coming your way if you do well on your tests.
Yeah. I don't know if we made a rule around this, Trevor, but I'm bragging my kids.
That'd be one of the funnier parts too, is like, it's fine because it's like a gift for somebody else. The problem would be is if this was a DLC you really wanted.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And this was except that would feel like enough of a loophole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's like if the kid came screaming to you, like tears in their eyes, "Oh, please, Papa!
Right.
If only I have one. If I have but one game this whole year, let it be this." And it's, I don't know, like Stardew Valley HD edition, something.
Right. Yeah.
But walk us through. So DLC as bribery.
Yeah, so my 14-year-old plays this game called Hunter Call of the Wild, and really into it. Like it came out of like a friends group, so they all play it together. And he's walking into exams of grade 9, so grade 9 exams, finishing up the year. And he was talking to me. He's like, you know what? Like my game is releasing a brand new map. And he told me all about how this is a huge deal because, they only have a certain number of maps in rotation and these maps come along once in a blue moon. So he's really excited about this map. And he's like, yeah, so Dad,
Daddy-o.
They kind of drop within like the exam period where you're supposed to be kind of studying for exams. I'm like, oh, so this might be a problem with like, willpower and focusing on, what you should be studying. Right? That's only 4 exams, but everybody remembers exam period is horrible. But 4 exams, and then you can get this map, right? And he's like, yeah, I think that sounds good. I'm like, okay, like, I'll tell you what. I will sweeten the deal. I will say, I will pick up the DLC for you because it's a map. I think it's like $10 or something. I will buy that for you if like you just make it through your exams, right? So he's like, okay, all right. I like that deal. Counter offer. This is a grade 9 now. Right?
Let me counter offer.
Yeah. Like it is not like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like it's like, okay, no, I hear you. But what if like, okay, you buy me the map. I love that. Great. But it kind of drops again after those 2 exams, like it drops and then I have 2 more exams. Would it be okay if I get it then, or do you want me to wait? And instead of me deciding for him, because I know as a parent, I told him straight up, I'm like, I have 2 thoughts. One thought is like, I say no, and you're driving yourself nuts looking at this map. Meanwhile, your friends are all playing it, whatever, you're distracted. 2, I get you the map, you're distracted. So like, you can't really win. So I gave the power back. I'm like, what do you think is the best thing? Like, because your own kind of space and what you have to study and what your priorities are. So you pick. And I will just buy the DLC when you tell me to. So I am going to wait to hear back. He's still kind of mulling it over.
He's writing down like all the pros and cons. He's got like a SWOT analysis.
But right, like, because I really think this got him to think about it versus me just making the decision and then him being like, well, stupid dad, right? Like, wait, and it's his fault.
I hate
Now, if
dad.
you're right, like now, if he selects it, he's got to live with like, oh, maybe that wasn't the best decision, or maybe that worked out, or whatever, right? So the power's in his hands a little bit,
Hmm,
which I felt
that's
was like
cool.
a good negotiation because he was already counter offering me all the time, right? So like, here you go.
Hmm. That's like, God, bribes as games, or like DLC as games.
Yeah,
That's a different world. That's like beyond our timeline. As
it
far
really
as
is, right?
like it's like grandma will get you the Super Mario you like so much if you
Yeah,
do really well in school this year, and instead it's like, oh, there's a new map pack that you can get with it. And
you'll
I'm
get
not
a
above it.
yeah,
Listeners may remember, like I had uh, for good marks, I had gotten my kids the battle pass.
right.
Like,
Okay, yeah,
like so that was the like, look, like you have an exam coming, your marks haven't been great. You've got to double down. If you get fours, you get like a battle pass type of thing. And then they nailed it. Of course,
yeah,
like with that type of
yeah.
bribery.
Well, yeah, do anything, move heaven and earth to get to there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't want to do it all the time. This was kind of like a fun little thing, like the battle pass, right? Like we're not going to do this every single exam to my 14-year-old, so
Hmm. Yeah.
we'll see. And then
So probably it'd be great to see like if they start to now insist upon it. Like, well, I got some tests coming up. Sure would be unfortunate if I was to I fail them all.
right, right.
Like, no,
So
this is not the intention.
yeah, so I'm about to get that scholarship. I don't think a DLC is really at that
Mm.
tier. I think if you upped it to full
I said,
game.
wouldn't mind getting a good mark and everything, but what's in it for me?
Exactly.
Like academia, like learning. Come on,
Knowledge.
it's like knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see where this is going. I'm trying to like,
Yeah,
it's a little treat,
yeah,
and then we'll go from there.
yeah. It's nice. I'm down with this type of thing as far as rewards for good work. Although, as long as it doesn't, if it becomes the exception where like there's these opportunities to have like a little bit of spite, like fun within
Yeah,
all of this, like, all right, you got this amazing mark, let's get you this. So
yeah.
I'll be curious to see how it pans out. Like maybe just completely tanks. No, the first exam goes great, and then the DLC shows up, and then just the marks take a complete nosedive.
Very well could be. The risk is also telling their sibling. So,
Oh my goodness.
uh, we'll see.
It's
I'll
like,
report back.
yeah. Gaming dads out there, have you ever bribed your kids with some game paraphernalia, DLCs, games, anything else like that to help with their marks? Anything else? Love to hear from you. newdadgaming.com or at newdadgaming. Now, I had mentioned the V-Bucks as bribery,
Yeah.
which we did once in the household. And this is, if anything, just a bit of a PSA, and probably not so much for the audience, of course, as it would be for as a reminder to other. Well, a couple of ways to go about this. Reminders to any extended family who are purchasing V-Bucks, and also to remember where gifts come from
Mhm.
when they arrive into the house. Because the scenario we found ourselves in, unfortunately, is ecstatically my older son had received some V-Bucks for his birthday. So like
Right.
some 2000 plus, like, oh my goodness, this is the battle pass, over the moon. This is gonna be the greatest.
Yeah.
And the kids had barely closed the door when he starts getting on my case about like, oh, can we get him? Can you put him on my account? Can you get him for me? Can you put him on the account? Now the challenge would be, unfortunately, that these cards were not activated.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
the thing to know, and this is again like really good to kind of spread out to the extended family and friends and such as they purchase gifts, is that at time of purchase, you cannot just like get the card, buy it, and leave. The cashier needs to activate them
Yeah.
in order for them to be redeemable on Fortnite. And what they're trying to do, as best I've ascertained, is otherwise you walk in, grab a fat stack of like Fortnite bucks,
Yeah.
and like run out the
Yeah.
door. None's the wiser. It's very easily stealable, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so now I face down this conundrum because I have this kid that just had a birthday, over the moon excited for these V-Bucks, but it's the challenge of, all right, like which friend actually gave them? And then B, did they keep their receipt? Could I
Yeah.
possibly ask them to come back and get the V-Bucks, go back to the store, activate it, come back to the house. Now I suppose they could have given me the receipt, but either way, there's just all these additional steps.
Yeah.
Like not the coward's wait out, perhaps like the lazy man or the efficient
The
man's
comfort
wait out.
way.
I
Yeah.
just bought him the V-Bucks. Like I just laid down the cash because
Yeah.
it's like, all right, listen, like this is a raw deal. We're talking like $20, so this isn't. If it was some $1,000 worth of,
Yeah. Right.
then we're having a trouble. But this is like $20. It's like, all right, I'll handle it. I would prefer the amount of effort I'm going to have to put in to resolve this caper is worth less to me than $20. Let's put it that way. So
Right.
just purchase it. Have you ever had like something similar where you had either like just somebody who misunderstood what gift cards to get, what digital currency to get, or did you just like eventually shell out cash for like the right one? Anything similar on your end?
Similar, kind of like a near miss. So somebody got a Robux card, right?
Yeah.
Activated, include the receipt, whatever. But if anybody has gone and got a Robux like card, sometimes the little thing that you have to scratch off on the back, it peels off. So it peels off numbers. And
Oh, no.
so like it's activated, it's legit. You can't really go back to the parents because they can't solve it, right? So I had to deal with the Roblox help center, but they were like awesome with it. They're like, do you have this? And the activation receipt really helps them along. If you don't have the activation thing, there's a couple more steps that you have to prove, whatever. But they were really good with it. But that's part of the reason too, is just be careful scratching off the back, and then also always include the activation stuff as like, it's just something that you do. I'm just wondering with your story though, if you're trying to figure out what kid, and then you set the example, you're like, all right, I know what kids were invited. So when you go to their birthdays, we're giving them a digital currency and pasting that receipt.
Yeah. we are giving nothing but the exact same V-Bucks.
Yeah.
To illustrate how it's done.
Right.
So we don't run into this situation again.
I
was more waiting for something like, oh, you like playing games so much. Here's a Xbox digital currency. It's like, I have a PS5. I can't get this.
Oh yeah. Well,
but then there's still that weird, odd thing where it's like you're gonna tell the parent of the gifter. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna need you to return this because that's not the system we use.
Yeah, I even have to ask my kids. Okay, so Roblox, V-Bucks, are they allowed to play those games? Because they might say, yeah, they want it, but sometimes the parents put restrictions on it. If there's an exam or school that they have to study for, they won't be able to use it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like Investigation City all the time. You're like, well, okay.
That's dangerous wording. It's like, yeah, of course they want it. Okay, I know they want it.
Yeah, like
they also want to eat like nonstop like Skittles and stay up until like midnight.
Yeah.
What are they allowed to have in their household is the proper framing of this.
Yeah, I kind of want to put like a secret note to the parents, like, if this is not okay, contact me.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this isn't activated. Here's the receipt to activate it. If you don't want it, just pretend that you can't activate it. Oh no, it's not connected. Better look next time.
I'll meet you outside after bed, okay? We'll exchange. You'll get a new card. Don't worry about it.
Win, win, win. Oh, yeah, absolutely adore it. Hey, Gaming Dads, any similar stories about misplaced currencies, digital currencies, receipts, all the silliness at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, some good news on your end. You could definitely buy some V-Bucks and join the fray on Fortnite with your brand new returned Switch. So, yeah, fill everybody where we were at, the situation with your Switch, and where we ended up.
Yeah, so this is the launch Switch that finally blue screened. So apparently it can blue screen itself, which is unrepairable from the average DIYer. So I had to send it into Nintendo. That was the ultimate fix, to their repair center here. Props to Nintendo Canada. Sent it in, got it back in 3 days.
That's like crazy. I did not think you were going to see that for the summer.
I did not either, because sometimes it says like 15 business days, right? And I'm like, oh, but they could be stacked up with everything else, with the Switch 2, whatever. And are they even servicing these older ones? But I did have to end up pay like $100 to get this thing done, and that was like a weighed decision of like, do I get the new one? Do I fix the old one? So went that route, got it back. Great.
Hmm.
I noticed the cereal is different. Uh-oh. So
Oopsie.
they gave
That's how did you know to have you gone through this before? I would not have ever thought to check my previous serial.
well,
Like
you
how
have
did
to
you
enter it. You have to enter it in
okay.
to send in the repair.
All right. I just wasn't sure if like you'd gone down this road before. It's like, oh, I know what's up. I'm gonna make sure it's mine coming back.
I have gone this route with the Joy-Con drift, so I have sent in that and got Joy-Cons back. But with this one, I knew right away because the serial was like totally different, 3 numbers or letters at the beginning. I'm like, uh-oh. So I checked it, and like silver lining, it's a version 2, which launched later in the Switch's lifespan, so it's got a better processor, like a better battery life to it.
Hmm.
Because it's more energy efficient. Great. Nothing else really changes under the hood. I'm like, cool. And then I checked the note that they send with like fix problem, could not save your saves. I was like, oh no. Oh no. And I'm
What do you
just
mean you didn't fix my problem? You replaced it. That's not a fix.
we fixed
It's
it by just giving you something new.
yeah, it's like I turned in my Honda Accord and you came back with a Subaru, and it's like,
Here you
yeah,
go.
I now have something I can drive, but that's not a fix. That's a
Yeah,
swap,
no, yeah.
man.
Yeah. So that was a little moment of panic because I don't know. There's some games that I do want to finish up, like Zelda, and those are, pretty dozens of
Mm,
hours in, right? So I'm like, oh crap. And then on the instructions, it's like if you had Nintendo Online, you can go up to 180 days after it expires and retrieve your game saves if this option's on.
hmm.
So knowing me, I'm like, oh crap, I have to, mine's expired. I want to pay for another year.
Yeah.
But then I found out free trial. So
Even for somebody who's previously purchased?
yeah, they're just giving out 7
Oh,
days, right? Because what can you do with 7 days?
a
Um,
lot?
well, you can
Apparently.
retrieve your saves. So I have done that and downloaded all my saves because they did automatically upload when I had Nintendo Online. So I
Mhm.
got all my saves down. The process is a little bit wonky because you have to do it per game. So if you have
Mm,
40 games, 40 game saves, good luck. But my kids' profile,
mhm.
no, they don't upload to online unless you have the family
Ah,
membership, and the family membership has to point to those profiles.
shoot.
So I broke the news to them, my 12-year-old, and they're like, "Oh, my Pokemon!" Just
My Pikachu!
all the shinies, all the gyms they hated to do, like the region. They were
Ah.
naming specific regions where they had to like spend hours to like get this one Pokemon that would never spawn in. I'm like, yeah, just look at this as like a new adventure.
Start fresh. Think of
Meanwhile,
all the
I had
lessons
the
you've
panic.
learned along the ways.
Yeah, I had the panic before when I couldn't retrieve the saves and then they lost theirs. I'm like, don't worry, it's
Like, shh, shh, shh.
fine.
Dry your eyes. Dry your eyes.
Yeah,
There's good news.
yeah.
My Pokemon are fine. Just like my Pikachu has never looked better. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. That was kind of the something I said to them too. Like, if you're gonna play Pokemon games, because I'm not, just play them under my profile. Because if I do resubscribe fully,
Mm,
which kind of seems like you should now because all those saves are locked on the console.
mm.
So at least then it would be saved under my profile. So they're gonna do that, and then any other game that we both play, they're off on their own. So I don't
It's
know.
okay. It's a win, but
It's
it's
a
like
win,
that's
but
rough. And
a
if it,
loss.
if anything, like in some ways, obviously, it'd be better if the kids' saves were recovered, but not
Yeah,
yours, because like
yeah,
gaming dad is like, all right, well, I'll take the L, much like our poem at the beginning describing the sacrifices dads make.
right, exactly. Yeah,
It's
they were
like
pretty upset, but like they were okay with like again our boomerang foo, all their characters and stuff for saves. So
okay,
they like that part.
win some, we lose some. So the Switch is back. Did
Yeah,
you paid for it? You paid for this repair service?
I did pay. Yeah, so it was $100. So whatever,
Yeah,
this should last me. Well, the software is probably not going to be there, but
yeah,
it should give us another 5 years.
yeah. That's going to be a curious one we're going to keep an eye on. I am curious how long they will continue to release Switch games,
Yeah,
and when will they cut? Because they're still doing PS4 games,
right.
if memory serves. Like I think all the new sports titles currently
Yeah,
are getting like PS4. So I don't. and like they're by like Xbox Series X maybe. That one's
Yeah.
harder. Let's just focus on PlayStation. Hold on.
Well,
Madden.
even the new Metroid
2025.
Metroid Prime 4 is still going to be on regular Switch. So,
Oh yeah, here it is. Madden NHL 95.
oh,
20
see,
Madden
yep.
25 for PlayStation 4.
See, because the install base is huge, right? Like, why would you write that
Yeah.
off for?
I
I'm
wonder
not
if,
going
like,
to see everything, but
okay, let's see Madden 2026 on PS4.
no.
Will not be
Okay, so that's
available.
the cutoff.
Okay, there it is. This is your
So,
year. This is
yeah,
your year. This year that you're not allowed to purchase anything.
it's
This is your
just
year.
that's right. Hey, that works out. That's perfect. I like it.
You have to pick up. You can pick them up on the retro scene next,
Yeah,
but they should be that sweet spot.
I think
Like they're
so.
not retro enough to get a good price. So
Yeah,
this will be like the cast-offs. So you should be able to like just. We are saving you money here
that's right.
because these are
Silver
just going to
lining.
drop in price.
Yeah. So you see, good decision. It
There you
worked
go.
out. It's going to work out. It's gonna be great.
Day by day by day. We love to see it. So that is, we'll call it almost a Father's Day miracle because we have just passed Father's Day weekend. Jeff, how was your Father's Day this year?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The kids, I think I said last time the kids were gonna get me a game. They're figuring out Night Rain, and we kind of chatted about it and like, we'll see. They ended up not getting it just because they would have to ask me to buy the Steam game for it. So that wasn't really gonna work out. But they know I like the Magic the Gathering,
That's crazy.
Final Fantasy collaboration. I don't play Magic, but
Yeah.
the art is cool, and I didn't get any cool, like really, really cool art, but just to see them is really, really cool, like really neat. And I walked into one store and I saw like the Commander pack where it has like guaranteed character cards in it. I'm like, they look so good. But
what do those run for? Like, how much does a Commander deck cost?
that was $109.
Oh, you gotta be seriously?
Yeah, it was a big box. I don't
Oh.
know how many cards are in it, but yeah, that was
hurts.
pricey. This thing I think was like $7. So it's a fun little,
Final Fantasy Magic Commander decks. Let's see. Okay, get to Sega. Lightning Army of One. Emmett Selch. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't want
Never heard
that
of them. Okay. Winners Together Forever. That's Titus and Luna.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to find okay, Amazon. Let's see what Amazon got these for.
Okay. They're probably going to go up in price now.
So a starter kit with 2 decks ready to play, which includes, hold on. All right, this might be one of those things where we purchase things live on air.
Oh, okay.
Not me. This would be you.
Yeah, no, well, you've got it open.
Yeah, almost. So this one is, so they have it. There's 2 decks ready to play, Magic the Gathering. And the 2 decks in this kit is Cloud and Sephiroth.
Perfect. Okay.
So you can get 2 playable decks, and you could basically have a little Magic battle.
Okay.
Between Sephiroth and Cloud, and it's $20.
Oh, okay.
Now that is US.
Oh, okay. So let's say 40. Let's say.
Let's see if it's also let's also see if it's available in Canada.
Oh, true.
Magic the Gathering. This is great. This makes for wonderful audio. Everybody,
buy.
He's currently looking. Everybody. I'm very confused.
Oh no! What was the pack called? It wasn't called Commander Pack, right? It was just like.
Okay, we're gonna try this again, but like this would be. We might need some help from our friends in the States.
Why?
Because as best as I can tell, so the 2. I can share my screen again here. So Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy Starter Kit with Cloud versus Sephiroth.
Right.
It's like $19.
Okay.
On the Canadian side,
$86.
It's like, and everybody, like, I know Canadian currency can be seen sometimes as a joke, currency, but that's not the exchange rate.
It should not be. No.
That is buck wild. So it's the exact same thing, but it is like $90.
Okay, I see the same kit at some like board game shop that I used to go to. It's $50 there. which is more, I think,
That's
in
that's
line.
that's plus a local fee because they got to make a little bit of profit on top. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's about
that
fair.
I can see.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, that's better than like what I saw was 109 for like a full, like one
That
of
is
those
like,
nice case.
yeah, that is tempting. Like that's interesting, right? To have like be fun to play it at some point. I've always wanted to see if I can get my kids into Magic at some point.
Well, and you put on the battle theme when you play, and you got Cloud versus Sephiroth. One-winged angel? Yeah, come on. Perfect. You kidding
Whoever
me?
wins gets a little button that says "Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-da-da."
See, I think this this
Sells
show is
itself.
bad for
Us
what we'll
purchasing
purchase.
things. But that's cool. That's an awesome like Father's Day thing that ties into a lot of ways. I'd be curious if you ever. Well, you don't have enough to play. If you only
I
got like
don't. It's just a booster pack, so I got a lot of like support things that I'm like, oh, I can't activate that at
I
all.
can't do any of these things. And the thing we're
So,
looking at is an actual like there's 2 playable decks you can kick
yeah,
around on, and you
that
get the
makes
2 cards you want.
yeah, and it makes way more sense. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
maybe I'll look at that.
I might walk to a store and check them out. That'd be a curious one.
That's good.
Yeah, Father's Day here was great. Started with a dad pun, which I was pretty pleased about.
Oh yeah.
So I recorded a social media video and looked as like angry as I possibly could. And it's like I'm sitting in the garage. It's like, just sitting here thinking about Father's Day and Father's Day's gift. And it's jacked up. And then I like pan to my motorcycle, which had just been jacked upon a motorcycle jack. It's like my motorcycle from the wonderful Father's Day gift I got. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
You're like, oh no, Dad.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So I got a jack from my motorcycle, which I used to great effect during that same day, where I think probably the better part of the gift was just sort of a day to putter
Right.
about.
Yeah.
There was like a bunch of maintenance stuff that I wanted to accomplish. So was, Googling how to do that and just working on the bike. Kids were coming in periodically, got great cards. Like had a order a meal that I prefer. Just great day, like all around.
Yeah.
They're not at the phase where I'm still trying to think about when would they ever purchase me a game? When would my kids buy me a video game? Especially not with my own money.
I mean, is it a motorcycle game? Because that could tie in.
I would see that's a decent logical connection. It's like, all right, my dad likes games and he likes motorcycles. And this game has motorcycles in it. Like win, win, win.
Yep.
So
Could work.
We'll see if we ever get to that point. But hey, again, to all the fathers out there listening to the show, gaming dads, as we more notably refer to them as, keep up the good work, everybody. We're in this together. The father's incredibly important, and honestly, I've just never been more encouraged with a generation of fathers. Not that I've lived through too many, but just seeing how dads are approaching family life, kid being involved, like encouraging hobbies, like embracing their own. Like I find it a really beautiful, encouraging thing to watch, like dads out there. So hey, gaming dads out there, you're all right.
Yeah, I would echo all that because, the previous generations, I think, had a little hard time expanding upon, sharing these moments. And I think we are working through that. And I think our kids are absolutely, enjoying, what they can bring to the table and how they can, I want to be like dad, but I also want my own little space and do my own thing. And we're like, cool, man, go for it. Like,
Yeah. But you're also not allowed to just do whatever you want. Like there's there's consequences to bad actions.
Yeah.
But only because I'm trying to turn you into what you possibly can be, helping you become the person that you can be.
Yeah. We're just guides of life here, right? Come on.
God,
With magic cards. So
it's like, now just get in this damn house and play some magic.
the rule.
It's like, what are you doing? I have a flying creature. You need something with reach. God. Just
that's it. No pool party.
You lose your V-Bucks, young man. Go to your room. Oh, if only. Hey, everybody, that'll wrap it up for this week. Thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you like the show, you can find us on all the major podcasting networks. So you can find us on Google, Spotify, Caster, iTunes, anywhere where you get your podcast. Just search for New Dad Gaming. If you do, please do subscribe. And even better would be leave a rating or a comment. Really helps boost the signal and gets word out to all the other gaming dads. If you have a story, have you bribed your kids with DLC before? Have you struggled with Fortnite gifts? Did you break switches?
Yeah.
Are you playing Magic? Did you have a great Father's Day? Anything of the above, the messages we get each week are some of the absolute best parts of the show. We would love to hear from you. So find us on socials at New Dad Gaming or reach out through our website, newdadgaming.com. Everyone, once again, thanks so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Remember, everybody, just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
Okay, I'm going to tap these 3 mana, and I'm going to play the Shard of
Hold
Mystic
on, I got a
Stitches.
resource card. Hold on, I got a
Cloud Strife.
Summon Ramu. All right, swallowed by Leviathan. Okay, I don't know how to work that, but
oh, and somehow they had a great time.
Yeah.
All right, man. See you next week.
See you later.